Hey, what's going on, friends? Welcome back to another Mentorship Mondays episode. Coach Led is here from Money Hero Body, and I hope you guys having the best day of your entire life. Pumped to be here as always. Monday is one of my favorite days in the whole freaking week. So yeah, all right, guys, let's hop right into it. Today I have very interesting topic for you to talk, and I promise, I can guarantee if you're gonna get right now what I'm saying, we're gonna go a little bit deep here. If you're gonna get what I'm saying, those results will come in. No matter what you're chasing, whether it's health, wealth, relationship, all of those, if you implement this one thing and you're gonna change your mindset around it, because usually in Mentorship Mondays, we talk always about mindset, right? And today, I promise I prepare a banger for you. Seriously. So today I want you to hit you with something that changed the game for me. That's for sure. When I started realizing how the game really works, right? How success really works. That changed completely everything for me. And I see the shift. It shift everything. I see the shift everything in my clients when it finally clicks. Once it clicks, my friends, I promise you'll see, oh my God, that's exactly what I've been missing. All right. So if you want results, stop chasing the results. You're like, what? What the heck are you talking about? I'll repeat again. If you want results, stop chasing the results. It's about the same, like, if you want that girl that you really like, stop chasing her, man. Because you'll never know if you're always trying to chase her, she'll always be against it and she'll always be running away. Well, the second you stop chasing and you're realizing this one thing, I can promise to you those results will come and you'll get the desired girl and you'll get your wealth. Everything will become natural for you and success will come to you, right? So, like you probably saw the title today, it says it's not about how, it's about who. All right? It's not about how, but it's about who. If you want to lose 20 pounds of body fat, right? If you want to bench 225, if you want to have a lot of energy, if you want to look in the mirror and be the proud of the man who you see right there on the other side, cool, right? We all want it, right? Want to look great, feel great, have lean body, have more energy, lift heavy, and look in that mirror and be proud of that man on the other side. But let me tell you this. Here's the truth. The guy you're right now cannot pull that off. Okay? You just cannot. And I'm not here to share on you seriously. It's not like you're not good enough. I'm not saying that you're not good enough, but because the version of you right now trying to achieve all of that and chase that body fat percentage ideal and that strength, and looking good, feel good, have more energy, it just those results, you not live align with those results yet. Okay, you're not the guy yet. Again, I'm not saying completely no, but you're not that guy who can pull that off yet. One of my favorite quotes, and I started really when I started realizing and studying this quote better, all of this starts making sense. And I love this quote. It says, success is not about the final destination, right? It's not about the results, but it's about who you become during the journey. All right, I'll repeat again. Success is not about who you become. I'm sorry, success is not about what you get at the end, but about who you become throughout the journey. Right? When you start realizing that, in order to get any results in your life, whether it's a health, best shape of your life, or wealth, money, it's all implements the same. If you're not quite there, it's simply because you're trying to chase it. And instead of chasing, you have to attract it. When you start attracting that final goal, and when you become that person, those results that wealth, that best shape of your life will come with it. Okay? So, like I said, right now, if you don't have those final results, it's not because you're just not good enough. You're just not yet that guy who can pull this off. Okay? The version of you that gets results just lives completely different. He eats differently. He works out differently. He trains differently. He thinks differently. He handles stress differently. Guys, all of those things, that guy on the other end who you want to look at the mirror, you're proud of, he just lives his life. He has core values, everything. He thinks differently. So it's not, my friends, about chasing the results. It's not about chasing that number on the scale, but it's about becoming the type of man who lives in integrity with health and discipline. Right? Let's repeat it again. It's not about chasing the number on the scale, but it's about becoming the man who lives in integrity with his health and discipline. All right? And when you become that guy, the results will follow along. I can guarantee to you. So it's, as you can see, it's not about how. Stop chasing how, guys. Stop chasing how, but it's about who. So when you become that person, when you become that guy who can pull this off, the results will come as a byproduct. And most men over 35, I see especially in their 40s, 50s, 60s, man, they chase, this perfect scenario. They always chase, the perfect macros, they chase the perfect workouts, they chase the perfect supplements. Supplements the big one, with people looking always for lazy, quick fix. And so many men I see in their 40s, 50s, 60s just looking for that perfect, quick supplement. That's why supplement industry making billions of dollars, because everyone looking for that perfect quick fix. That Ozempic, is blowing up. There's so many of those fat burners or some bunch of supplements, all of that promise you amazing results. That's what we're looking for, right? We're looking for that quick fix. We're chasing, that number in the scale. We're chasing those like perfect workouts. We're chasing perfect supplement. So all of that, just you're still trying to change what? You're still trying to chase that what, or how can I do this, right? How can I, find a quick fix? But instead, you want to ask yourself, who do I need to become to live in alignment with these results? Who? How can I become who? Who do I need to become? Who, that guy who pulls all that off? Okay? I hope that makes sense right now, because I promise to you, if you realize this one thing, everything else becomes pretty much those results. It's not matter just if it happens, it just matter of when it happens. It just becomes, and again, it might be a long journey, but it just becomes, those results will be inevitable to you when you start chasing what or how and start focusing on who. Who do you need to become to pull that off? Who do you need to become on the other side of the mirror, who like lean, great shape, strong, confident, have a lot of money? Because like I call it always, the fitness, it's a layer foundation for everything in your life. So when you start putting those traits, you start pulling those traits and you start implementing them, and you become that guy. Everything else is not only great shape comes with it, but also the money, wealth comes with it too. So if you right now, instead of saying with the money, right, same with the wealth, guys, if you're trying to become a millionaire, if you're trying to chase the money, instead of attract the money, you got to attract. If you start chasing the money, you're just going to burn yourself to the ground. But instead of that, you want to ask yourself, who do I need to become? That guy who makes that type of money. All right. And you want to do that reverse engineering from there. Okay. Because when you become that man who doesn't skip their workouts, when you become the man who still tracks his own food, even when he's tired, when you still focus on nutrition, when you're driving home from work and you're exhausted, instead of just reaching for the pizza, like, just one time, I'll have this pizza right now, instead of coming home, prepping the meal or cooking something or buying something healthier option. When you become the man who keeps his promise and staying on top of your discipline, no matter what, when you become the disciplined person who can pull those off, all those things, then when things shift. That's when results will come. Then when you'll stop starting over. I see so many men start over and over again. Like I literally just finished my free 14. That literally was for free, was given for 14 days of my coaching, and was over a dozen men sign up, and only 30% finished. Seriously, 30% of the 100% finished. The rest, over 60%, it just fell off. Fell off so hard, seriously, after like the first 5 days, because they still chasing that. How, oh my god, here's the free challenge, how can I, how can I lose that weight quick, but they're not focusing on who. And that's why they start and quit. They start and quit. That's just sad reality, guys. So that's why so many people just continue starting over again, because instead of chasing how can I get those results, when you become the person, when you become that guy, that man who pulled this off, you don't have to start over. It just becomes part of your identity. That fat loss, that strength, that confidence just becomes a byproduct of who you are. That's it. So you're not chasing those numbers, you're not chasing the scale anymore. It just becomes natural. It just becomes byproduct of who you are. It's like a secondary nature. That's not something you have to chase. All right. So ask yourself, instead of asking yourself, how can I lose those 10 pounds? How can I have more energy? How can I make more money? Instead, ask yourself, who do I need to become to pull this off? Who is that man on the other side of this mirror who can be 15, 20, 30 pounds leaner, who can have more money, right? What do I need to start doing today to pull that off later? And trust me, it can be a long journey. It's not going to happen overnight. And sometimes it's a really long and just steady. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. Seriously, if you're trying to chase that even who overnight, seriously, you most likely it's not going to happen. So instead of chasing that what or how, just start implementing those little things every day, little steps, small action, one small action at a time, in order to pull this off. Okay. And you might need to start small, start now with the one habit at a time. For my VIP coaching clients, again, it's going to click, maybe later. Like a lot of them still like making all the effort, making adjustments, their nutrition, their workouts, and still it might be a hell of a journey in order to get to that who you need to become. Okay. And that's why we do this, slowly and steady, building one. You want to stack those habits. You want to stack those traits, those core values one at a time. Seriously. But when you build them, again, everything good in time takes time. Nothing good happens overnight. All that overnight success, it's like, it's flickable and it just goes away immediately. That's why those millionaires, you can see the people exactly who make millions, they win lottery. They blew those money off like so fast overnight sometimes, or they just disappears, they become broke within the next couple months or within a year. They lose, like the guy like who won $100 million. He went broke literally a year later. That's crazy, man. You have $100 million. Imagine, like, just great example for your analogy from like money, from the wealth point. Imagine you have $100 million. You were broke before, you just got $100 million, you won lottery, and those people just blew that money. They buy stupid stuff, on they play, or they, give it away somewhere. Like, I don't know what they do with it. But exactly, if you're not that person, that guy who can pull off, who can really deal with that type of money, that success to those people comes overnight, and they cannot pull this off. That's why they blew that money so fast. And it's not like one time. Like, I see, like, there's so many cases of those who wins lottery and they just they just get broke again. Or if you do liposuction, again, same, back to fitness again, one more example. Or those people also who do those, like, that's challenges, like I see those like 300, over 300 pounds, like fat to fit, basically they trying to lose that weight on those shows. When they do it so fast without becoming the person who can pull this off, most of them, over 80% of those people, gain all of that, those dramatic changes that you can see. People lose like 100 pounds in 6 months or something, and they gain all of that weight even more back later on. Seriously, they had interview with those people who lost over 100 pounds in those shows, fat to fit, and most of them, over 80% of them, gained all of that weight back and even more. Why? Because they were in that person who can pull this off. So they chased, they really chased hard. How and what can I do? How can I do this? But they didn't realize the who. They didn't realize the who. They didn't become that person who can pull this off. And of course, if you're not the person, that you will gain all of that weight back. All right. So guys, that's it for today. Again, instead of asking, how can I lose that weight? How can I lose those 20 pounds of body fat? How can I have more energy? Ask, how would the man would act who's already lost those 20 pounds? How the man would act who already makes 6 figures? Ask yourself who, and I can guarantee results will come. All right. So let's go, money heroes. Let's level up this week. Ask yourself that question. And this week, don't try to get results. Again, do not try to get results, but start living like a man who already has it. All right. Stop chasing results and start living that who. Start living like a man who already has them. All right. That's it for today, friends. I hope that was helpful. Let's go. See you in the next one.